Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we have the AGM M11, and if you've been looking for a power bank that also has phone capabilities, this might be the phone for you. I say that because this device is definitely not made as a phone. This is a very thick, very large phone, and in my opinion, it's better thought as a power bank that has phone capabilities instead of a phone that can also be a power bank. So let's first get started with the frequently asked questions. And as you see right there, this device is running the Cloud Phone Operating System, RTOS, and it also has the capabilities for 4G LTE. It works globally, and it does have a few niceties here and there, but it's not the best device out there if you need specific applications like WhatsApp or something else for work. Now, the messaging experience is very basic. You can have your inbox and the messages come kind of not threaded. So it's kind of a list of messages that comes here and there, but you can reply to the messages and you have both predictive text and triple click. So here it is, the triple click, as you see right there. And you can change it with the pound key to get into the predictive text. This is the predictive. I guess didn't catch that right there. Text. So this is the predictive text, and you can also add new words right there. You can add a new word, whichever word it is that you want to add. It does come with the Cloud Apps applications. We'll get to that in just a second, but it's very simple in the layout. It only has it's a 9 grid, and the layout is very simple with settings. You get to display, security, connections, which is VoLTE. You also have applications. This is kind of like their tools. You have Wi-Fi and hotspot, as you saw in the frequently asked questions. You have My Files, where you can check out and import different things. You have the torch in the back. It illuminates. It's not the brightest, but if you have lost your keys, it will get the job done. You have a calendar, local calendar, not a full calendar. You can save and create subjects, put a ringtone, repeat, etc., etc. Very basic. Calculator, clock, and Bluetooth connectivity. I think the hotspot is definitely a highlight for this device, given that you may need a companion device in order to use it, for other purposes, for let's say WhatsApp or email or whatever it is that you're trying to get. It's actually going to be helpful in that sense with the hotspot. The call quality. The earpiece is quite loud. I gave it a 7, probably 7.5 right there for the call quality, but the speaker on the back is puny, very tiny. Quite disappointed because AGM in the past has done very good with their speakers. This one in particular is just not the best, unfortunately. And now we get to, it does have multimedia for images, audio, FM radio, which you can use without the need of a 3.5mm headphone jack. This device does have a 3.5mm headphone jack here under the flap. It does also have the USB-C connector. It is protected, so it does have some IP water resistance and dust resistance. It does come with this cable for reverse charging. So let's look at that application while we talk about it. You can go here into the reverse charging application. You can turn it on and reverse charging is enabled. It allows you to plug in any other device that you have, and you cannot plug in at the same time somewhere on the bottom connector. So just be mindful of that. So let's say you have a phone, like, a different phone like this one, like the Unecto Snap, and you want to charge it. You grab this little portion right here, you connect it, and all of a sudden you have the reverse wireless charging, or not wireless, but like connected charging, right? You also have the ability to do tethering with the USB here at the bottom. So that is another plus if you're trying to connect the computer. And now this device is charging with no issues. As you see right there, it is going up when you connect it. Now, I personally don't mind and don't really care that much about this. I actually think this is a detriment for the phone because you cannot take off this portion. You have to cut it out. And then, of course, the reverse wireless charging is not available anymore. So that is a little bit of a bummer to me. There are two major flaws with this device before we get into the cloud phone apps. First one is the size. Here is one of the last smartphones that I purchased. And it's just interesting how this device is just comically large. I mean, this is a OnePlus device. And as you see right here, they're about the same length. So that is a major drawback of this device. It's so large and extremely thick at the same time. Of course, that is warranted because, again, like I said, this is a power bank that has phone capabilities, not necessarily a phone that also has power bank capabilities. And then the other major flaw, in my opinion, is this lanyard thing. It is always protruding, always having it there. I personally don't like that. If it was something that you could hide or maybe tape it here, maybe you will have to like put a little rubber band or something like that. That is something different, but those are the two major flaws of this device. The size and thickness is just too large in my opinion. They have made other devices like the AGM M9 and the AGM M8, the M10. I mean, all of those are way better when it comes to the size and portability of the device. Maybe this is good for a grandpa or somebody who has visibility issues and still needs clickable buttons. The buttons are pretty responsive. I actually like them. They're a little bit more on the rubbery side of things, not super premium. But again, that may be a good thing, especially if you're trying to give it to somebody that is clumsy or needs a device that is a little bit more rugged, like an elderly person. I think that it can definitely, the battery life is superb. I was just trying to frequently ask questions. We're talking about 7+ days of battery life. I mean, that's excellent, even when using the cloud phone apps. I mean, yesterday I left this phone, it was at 63% at 8 p.m. It's still at 63% today. And I have used it for a few messages and checking some things. Now let's get to the cloud phone apps. We have seen this in a few devices already. I checked it out on the Unecto Snap. And this one has more cloud phone apps, which I actually appreciate. And it has kind of like a store that you can look into. This is the first evolution and the first time that cloud phones come into the North American market. So we're going to be observing hopefully more development of these apps in the near future. As you see right here, you can check out the BBC, which is some of the news, and you can go and read some of those articles. You can also check the weather by putting a, location. So right here, I put Denver, and right now it's negative 1.4 Celsius, which is about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. You also have some garbage apps, as I like to call them. And you have a podcast app, my favorite app on cloud phone and most basic devices, PodLP. You're able to listen to it. Again, negative points to the speaker is quite puny, not super loud. It's adequate. You will be able to listen to things and, it's intelligible as well, but it's not the best speaker that I have heard from an AGM device. And I think that they should work on that. I don't know if maybe the next revision of this device or future, we'll be able to correct that. Now you also have Google Gemini, which you can ask questions to. You have to sign in into your Google account. I personally not interested in doing that, so I won't do that. You have a Maps application that you can search stuff on. It is based on mappy.com, which I also believe is based on OpenStreetMaps. And you're able to navigate and zoom in. Like, let's say you're going to the Denver area and you're like, oh, I know I'm around this area. What's around here? Let's see. And you can look into the businesses. It's not going to be a turn-by-turn navigation. And I think that is another area where this needs to improve. Hopefully, cloud phone apps will be able to release Google Maps more wide availability. Right now, it's available on only one device in India. So hopefully that becomes a reality. It does have this app, which I'm interested to see how it works. It's the Cloud Chat app. So you're able to create a profile and add some friends, and you're able to converse with them. As of right now, I believe it's only available on cloud devices, so not necessarily super useful with cross-compatibility with smartphones, but I hope that they do bring this compatibility to other smartphones. You're able to pin the apps if you find another app that is useful. So here are plenty of other apps. I have not been able to see all of them, but I did find a few that I pinned that were very helpful. You also have the ability to look into the popular ones, look into social, look into the news, look into the media, whatever it is that you're using. And I highlighted a few of the very useful ones. There is one that is there for notes. So if you want to jot down some notes, you're able to get it, new note, maybe a list of groceries or something like that. I have, of course, a podcast application and weather, and you're able to add different ones depending on what it is that you want. So if you want to add the cloud chat app, you can add it and pin it. As you see right here, you can pin, and then it will be on your pinned apps. So your favorite ones. And then I found this one that is Just Say. I actually thought that it was quite neat because when it opens, you have the ability to dictate a message, and then you're able to send it as a text message, and it interacts with the phone pretty nicely. I think it's hanging up a little bit. That is one of the difficulties of cloud apps. It's going to at least have that difficulty that sometimes it's going to crash because the browser crashes on the cloud and not necessarily it is the issue within the phone. So we're going to see if it opens, and if it doesn't, I'm going to try to showcase it in one of the live streams or something like that. But essentially, yeah, I don't think it's opening. Essentially, you press it. Oh, there it is. Perfect. You're able to record a message, and it's going to transcribe it eventually. So you're going to be able to use it. As you see right there, there's 5 seconds. This is one of the drawbacks. It does have ads. I wish the developer is able to find a way to maybe, be able to use it in other ways, but it directly connects with the chat application, and you're able to input a number and send this to your contacts or to in your messages, whatever it is. You're able to do essentially voice to text via this application, and you can skip and then go back and then record again, and you're going to be able to do whatever it is that you want and transcribe it and then be able to send it as a message. So it is a little bit of a hack for voice to text. And I'm excited to see how this gets developed. I think the developer mentioned that there are no logs or any data kept on this device or on the web server. So that is a good thing, but of course that needs to be verified. Again, there are some, extra kind of like distractions or things that you can do to pass time, like 2048 right here is a little game. Hopefully we can get some development into the, I don't know, maybe like a chess app or something like that. Along those lines will be very helpful for people to just pass the time. It's not something impossible, but it's something that you can use. Now, this device, again, it is a power bank with phone capabilities. It's not necessarily a phone that I truly recommend for everybody just due to the size and heft and thickness. And again, this lanyard thing is not just something that I'm super enthused about. But it is actually the first viable option with cloud phone and Wi-Fi hotspot here in the United States. So that combo allows me to, hey, check it out, see if it's going to be a viable thing, maybe as an emergency phone or something that you're taking a look into. I like the device. I like the idea. I just wish that cloud phone and AGM next time release something that has a smaller footprint. The major flaw on the Unecto Snap is that it doesn't have Wi-Fi. The major flaw on the AGM M11 is its massive size. So if you have any questions about this device or any of the other devices that I have reviewed, make sure to put them out there in the comments below, and I'll be interacting with you guys. And yeah, it's a good device, not the best, as you saw some of the camera samples and stuff like that, but it's something that I can see myself using, especially on a long trip, on a camping trip, something that I'm keeping an eye on as cloud phone develops here in the United States and creates more opportunities for dumb phones to have cheaper prices and usable applications for the modern world. Thank you for watching. See you in the next time, and I hope you have a great weekend.